as the official database for the crop circle construction experiment conducted by the MIT students.
You were saying that the geometry isn't absolutely crucial, so we didn't need to directly mimic another crop circle, but something along the lines of just an average circle and maybe something on the interior.
According to BLT data generated by Michigan biophysicist W.C. Levengood, there are strange anomalous findings common to all crop circles that they certify as real.
The primary energy signature in plants from an authentic crop circle would include some or perhaps all of the following: expulsion cavities in the second node or perhaps the third and fourth, node bending possibly. In the soils, we would be likely to find these magnetic particles, magnetic spheres, again in the 10 to 40 micron diameter range.
Other less obvious anomalies suggest we're dealing with ultra-sophisticated molecular manipulations of the environment. This goes beyond what a hoaxer could achieve. The more they find out, the more experts assert that these effects are far beyond the scope of garden rollers. The MIT students will focus on 3 primary crop circle traits: expulsion cavities in the nodes, iron particles in the soil, and a balanced geometry.
These are holes blown out at the plant stem nodes. If you can see this hole, the idea here is that the moisture inside the plant stems is being heated very quickly. The external fibers, in this case expulsion cavities, are too rigid to stretch, and so that's why we get the holes. What we're going to be looking for are tiny little particles, these spherical particles that are deposited in the soils.
The MIT students, like most people learning about crop circles, were not expecting physical changes in the field samples.
I wasn't expecting all the iron particles, all the deposits. The radiation was something that I could imagine would not be too out there, too otherworldly, I guess. But otherwise, I think it's pretty straightforward. It is interesting, though.
MIT is famous for tackling unusual problems and finding solutions. During the Second World War, MIT was instrumental in refining radar technology, to the ultimate detriment of both German Luftwaffe and U-boat wolf packs. Today, MIT works on everything from quantum physics to artificial intelligence. Dom, Lisa, and Dev don't believe in crop circles, but they've agreed to duplicate the findings of the BLT research team's crop circle site surveys.
Well, we're gonna do the crop circle, the engineering spec. I don't know if we're going to touch the science side. We're not trying to explain anything necessarily. I think we're just trying to show that a number of the effects that we find in these crop circles, these ones that people find naturally, I guess you would say, we can do. Just say that, yes, it's possible for a person to do these with the right amount of equipment and the right amount of time.
Southern Ohio in the summer. The winter wheat crop has been growing since last autumn and will soon be harvested. Some of the wheat will meet a different fate. A group of students from MIT is bearing down on this prey. They've traveled from Cambridge, Massachusetts, along with a collection of special equipment. The students have agreed to scientifically duplicate the main features of what researchers consider to be authentic crop circles.
The kids at MIT are going to try to replicate some of these changes that we've been documenting for so many years. And then another group of MIT kids is going to evaluate whether or not they accomplished it. The changes that we've decided to look at are the expulsion cavities in the plants. In the soils, we're going to try and replicate these tiny little 20 micron, 30 micron diameter spheres distributed in a linear fashion. If they can pull this off in growing crop, I'll be fascinated. I don't see how they can, but it'll be interesting to see.
The fields south of Kerrytown were selected because of their similarity to the crops grown in the Milk Hill region in southern England. The students quickly surveyed the area and discovered that crop circle hoaxing will not be much of a problem, at least as far as footprints are concerned.
Okay, well, we've come all the way from the Winnebago, so there's been no tracks so far, so I don't think we're gonna have a problem with
No,
our
I don't either. I mean, look at these like nice machine-planted rows. You got like
exactly.
6 inches of walking space.
I don't think it's gonna be an issue at all.
The owner of the farm, Jason Boakman, checks on the team. The students need access to a workshop to assemble their crop circle gadgetry. Jason obliges, and they head off to an adjacent structure.